Hello everybody, it's me, Montego Wolf, and I hope you are very excited for this video. This is part 2 of the tour. If you didn't see part 1, you should definitely watch it, because I showed off all of the builds down below, plus one mega build off behind me, but you can kind of see the corner of it. I'll put a card up above to go check out the previous episode. So basically this server was created 2011, one of the later beta versions of Minecraft. It's about as old as some of those other giant, it's about as old as some of those other really famous servers you see around, like 2B2T. Got a lot of history to it, and a lot of really awesome builds. So yeah! Okay, so I want to start the tour off by showing a base that I missed last episode that's right here at spawn. And this is known as Shackville. It's one of the newest bases to start to crop up. It's actually a bit of a village. It's got a lot of different houses at it. I don't know entirely all of the inhabitants. I know that Nuna the Fox lives here, and Mocha XX. There are a lot of cool houses. I'll have to go through all of them. So in here, I believe this is Mocha's base. This was Mocha's last logout place. It's a very humble little house. Nice basement. A lot of these houses are definitely subject to change. It is, like I said, it is a very new base that is still in the process of being built. This is Nuna's treehouse. It's very cool. I like that it's mob-proof with that little trapdoor there. Nuna gets to have a nice view of the entirety of Shackville. She's got some pretty good stuff. Then there's also some other houses. Okay. Oh yeah! The dump of Shackville. It's like a little free store. You basically can leave stuff that you don't want in here, and you can take whatever you want from it, and leave whatever you want in it. It's an interesting idea to prevent the wasting of items. There's a llama shack, which is pretty cool. Now this base, I'm not sure whose base this is. Very spacious. One of the most luxurious bases of Shackville. I believe the base over there is an old base that was here previously before. These look like they might end up being greenhouses? Wait, actually no, these are mines, aren't they? Yeah. It's a fun little waterfall that flows through here. Lots and lots of crops. Nobody's ever gonna go hungry here. This... also not sure whose base this is. I think it's another work in progress. It's another fun little waterfall. This is the scary part. I'm not sure what these two cages are gonna be for, but I'm just not gonna worry about those, I guess. I think these are for all of the time someone's died. Oh yeah, Buddha's Earlobe is another person who lives here. And Charcoal Annie. A couple of casualties in the name of Shackville. This is the Tree of Death. As you can see, there have been a couple of intruders. This is to ward them off. There's a nice little decorative pond. And I think that's mostly it for Shackville. Of course, they've got their livestock here. But yeah, there's not a lot of other stuff. I'm just gonna check around just in case. Yep, I just checked. That's, other than a little bake shop, that's mostly it for Shackville. So let me move on to the next build. This next one is pretty wacky, and one of my favorites. Alright, this next one requires a bit of an entrance. This is Chrisland. I showed a little bit of it, like a little sneak peek of it last episode. It's the giant chunk border island with a base on top of it, and that entire base is known as Chrisland. It's It's gotta be the most bizarre base on the server. I haven't seen one crazier. Oh. That's not supposed to happen. There we go. Don't know why I got disconnected there, but here we are. Welcome to Chrisland. You can see there's some of the, yeah, there's the chunk borders I was showing last episode. This is just a strange place. There's a couple of houses here. I think they're mostly empty. Yeah, these ones are pretty much empty. There it is. That is the main attraction. I'm gonna try my best to tour that without getting lost. Here, I'm not sure what this is. I think it's just decoration and path for the railroad. I'm not sure when this was built, but I assume it was not in one of the recent versions, but like after beta, after the full release of the game, because there's those double tall plants and acacia wood. And my, oh my, this is quite a trip. I don't know why there's a horse down there. Tons of farms, all of the farms you could ever want. I believe these are also automatic wheat farms as well. And there's a little bit of a swamp in the middle of all of this too.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Which just adds to the strangeness. Swamp right next to a jungle, right next to an old ocean, divided by chunk borders. Okay, so before we go in there, I'm gonna try to reach all of these other spots. I wanna see if I can get inside of this brick building and see what's in here. Believe this is all empty. There may be some stuff on the bottom floor, so let me check. Basic furnaces. They're both empty, yeah. Oh goodness, it is nighttime. Okay, this is just the open jungle. I'm gonna stay away from here, because that is not lit up. But I think this is all safe. I'll have to look down there. Let me actually do that before I go into the main attraction. So what could this be? Oh my, a cocoa bean farm. Oh, okay. Lots of different wool patterns. A storage room, okay. This is very large. Cool, so this just loops back out into the farming area. I really like the design of this base. This is like what you get out of a base if you don't do any pre-planning and just build exactly what's on your mind and find a way to connect all of it together. And honestly, this is a masterpiece. Through here, this is a dock. Yeah, I may have shown this off. I'm not sure how to get into that white and black room, but here's some chunk borders for you. Ah, here we go. Cobblestone galore. Okay, so this just goes up into the castle. I want to take the main entrance, though, so I'm not going to go through there. Oh, is this a secret entrance to the storage? It appears so. Cool, so there's a canal leading from... Oh, yeah. Okay, so I guess if you just happen to be up here for some reason and you want to get in really fast, you just hop down there. Just make an entrance wherever you want, and it would make sense for this base. Now, for the main base. The floating castle. Okay, so this is the entrance room. Oh, goodness. I'm already gonna get lost, aren't I? Ah, a viewing platform. So this is the entire island. That railroad, I believe, just goes straight to spawn. That was before we had a nether hub set up, and I don't think he had any other way of getting here. Oh my. I don't even know what this floor is. I'm not gonna climb all the way up this ladder, I guess. I'll just use some of these stairs. Oh, goodness me. An empty chest. Most of these rooms don't seem to be fully populated. They're just here. Oh, goodness. The architecture is very interesting. Oh boy, it's raining too, of course. As soon as I start recording, this game just wants my frame rate to be bad. Should have joined on Lunar, because then I could probably disable the rain. Oh my, oh my. Now, the real question is, how do I get up to this next floor? Ooh! Okay, here's the balcony. A tree. Oh. We got a lot to go, don't we? So this is a water elevator, although you'd probably... Oh, never mind. I was thinking you'd probably drown, but you could just... This is a wider tube than I thought it was. So that's that. Here's another empty floor. I love the design choice of having windows so that you can see through all of the floors, look down. And okay, this has got some more interesting colors to it. So what's up here? Another bed. You know what? I'll actually use this bed. I hope I don't die, because I don't really want to respawn up here. Can get rid of this rain and also make it daytime. Win-win. Okay, so there's a pool. That's pretty nice. Goodness. You know what this reminds me of? Old classic, if you ever watched Minecraft. I was like, they were one of the first people to start an S&P on YouTube. There's this one guy called Good Boulderfist. You probably know of him. I can't remember if he's on Hermitcraft or not, but he had this one base. Can't remember which season it was, but he had this one base that was like massive. And it reminded me a lot of this, because every single room was different and unique. I remember watching the entire episode where one of the other people built it for him. I can't remember who it was. I think Beef and Pause. Pause on Pause. Okay, so this is the island that's got that waterfall going down. Oh boy, this is high up. We've got some jungle trees and melons. Now this is a fun little room. I guess it's not really a room because it's... Okay, so these are like unfinished parts, I think. Here we are. So this is the thing that I was interested in looking at, because this thing looks interesting. Okay, this is very precarious, but here we are. And that just leads all the way back down to the bottom. That's convenient. So I don't think there's much in the castle itself yet. Like, there isn't there weren't... I guess when it was built, like, you're not gonna have very many options for interior design. Like, these days you've got all sorts of stuff you can put to decorate your interiors, like chains and stuff, little micro blocks. But back in the day, you just had your slabs, stairs, and fence posts. Now, the next one is another floating island. That's pretty cool. Built by Bansuri. If you remember, he was the one who made the giant sand tower. Hey, naturally spawning ocelots. These are an interesting find. Alright, so this is Bansuri's floater. I know that name sounds a little bit, suggestive, but here we are. It's just a floating island, don't worry. It's nothing to do with toilets. So as we climb up here, it's a little bit of a it's just a floating island with a tower on it. And this thing is very far up and was probably terrifying to build, because one little misinput and you are off the edge and splattered all over the ground 100 blocks below. It's probably actually more than 100 blocks. There's not really a lot to show here. There is a good view. Yeah. So we can get the best view from up here. So this will be a fun, like, vacation home, I guess. It's just not really a good way to get down without dying, but it's pretty cool. So, on to the next build. Alright, so this is Goodwin's research facility. I've never actually been here myself. Alright, so there's a little basic storage, anvil, bed, cauldron. Interesting choice. I guess that's decoration. The main part of this build is up here. It's mostly underwater. Oh my gosh, that's quite a sight. You can see a village on the edge of a chunk border out there. And this thing is entirely underwater in old ocean terrain. Let's check out surface access first. So we can get a bit of an overview of what this thing will look like, and it's already almost nighttime again. That's wonderful. I should just bring a bed with me. There's a single sheep over there, I guess. That's not what we're here for, though. So yeah, this is the extent of the build. So in here, we've got a couple of main wings. Now this has an interesting story to it. This command block here, I know it's a little weird to see in a survival server, but there used to be a second server that this would transport you to. The Dredgeburn server. So that's interesting. And through here, we've got an enchanting room. I don't think this one's maxed, and there's torches blocking some of these bookshelves, but it's pretty interesting. Now up through here, and here there is the support domes. We've got a tree farm, a wheat farm, pretty fun, and a farm for animals. There's sheep, pigs, cows. So now if we hop around here, there's the surface access that I just showed. And the primary lava storage facility. Here, you can just store some lava in these pits instead of holding them in buckets and chests, I guess. That was the idea here. Down below, that just is maintenance, I guess. So that's pretty much it that this place has to offer, other than its beautiful view. So, yeah. Okay, so if we were to continue along this path from the tower, we come across some of the most impressive of Falling Star's builds, and her main base. So here's the labyrinth that she built. Right here, it's very beautiful. It's like a spirally sort of labyrinth, and greeting you at the entrance is this book. And it reads, "Welcome to the Labyrinth. It is a meditation, a journey. We have only one path to the center, and then out again, like the journey through life from birth to death. Where will your path take you? Falling Star." Pretty good work of art right there. So here, I'm actually, for time's sake, I'm just going to walk through the middle. When you finally reach the end of the labyrinth, there's this book that says, "You have reached the center. What have you learned from your journey? What meaning have you taken from its many twists and turns, drawing near, then wandering far, at times, close, and others distant, to some unknown end?" Falling Star. So these are all beautiful works of art. So now, you can already see, rendering in, some of our tower. And then there's the royal stables. So if I were to continue here, I'm going to look down because I don't want to spoil the tower yet. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. There's this cave. It's the creepy cave. From back here it looks like eyes peeking through at you. And it's a bunch of horses. And the first skeleton horses obtained on the server, along with some other fast horses. Along here, we've got the main castle, or tower, I guess I should say. Alright. So through here, we've got, there's a minecart elevator that goes all the way down. There's a lot more to this than what meets the eye originally, as you may be seeing. I leaked a little bit of this last episode. All I showed was the tower, but as you can see, this makes this one of the biggest mega builds on the server. It's humongous. You can see there's a little map of the labyrinth and a bit of Bansuri's pit, and you can see the tower right here. Very cool. And it's built into a stronghold. This was one of the old strongholds of the server that doesn't have an end portal. And there are many beacons throughout this place that just give haste. Most of this was dug out before beacons or enchantments existed, so you couldn't even really do anything to mine this out other than use unenchanted diamond pickaxes and TNT. And this was all done in survival. So she mainly used TNT in the earlier days, and then when enchantments and stuff came, that made it a lot easier. But holy cow. Can you imagine how long this took to make? So, if you walk around at here, there aren't really a lot of rooms, but there is a little stable for cows, and a couple of other things. Oh yeah, in the middle here, we've got a zombie that she captured, and a zombie spawner. And another one over there. Dungeons used to be a lot more common in earlier versions. This is Bartholomew the Lightbringer. The reason this happened was because she was digging this out and found this dungeon, and a zombie spawned, and she dropped a torch, and the zombie picked up the torch. So she decided to name it and capture it. And so she's got this little zombie, and if you flip this lever, you can spawn them in some friends. Keep them company. The other ones will just despawn, though. And here is Spooky the dog. Oh yeah, here's one of her upside-down dogs. This is the main room. As you can see, she has a lot of stuff. These are all like crops and natural stuff. All sorts of crafting ingredients. Every potion you could ever want. All of the cobblestone from mining out this pit. Plus some extra stuff. So through here, you can see every chest is full of cobblestone. So if you ever need cobblestone, this is the place to go. There's a little brewing room. Enchanting table. This is maxed. This is my favorite design for an enchantment table. It's just a little hole in the ground with the ring around it. We've got the server news. Some other stuff. Now, one other thing she has here that I want to show is a very, very rare item that is now unobtainable in survival that I want to show off. This is a petrified oak slab. So let me eat really fast. These are like regular oak slabs, but they act like stone. Hear that? They make stone noises. And you break them with a pickaxe. And they cannot be burned. So these are very bizarre items. The way you would obtain them is in early beta days, maybe even version 1, oak slabs as like they had placeholder sounds and interactions as stone. So for some reason they stayed that way even when there was an update to add the oak slabs we know today. So you still have these slabs, and they would be missing a texture in those versions, and they would look really weird. They'd look like a big pink block with like pink and black checkers on it. And nowadays, they're completely unobtainable except for maybe through commands, but in one of the more recent updates they decided to make them an actual item in the game, just called the Petrified Oak Slab, and they have a texture now. So these are really cool to build with. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so here's Falling Star's Sandstone Castle. You can see it's a cool floating castle that attaches to the upper highways and is just over the walls of Bansuri's tower. So if you go through here, you can tell this thing's pretty old because it just uses glowstone and sandstone. We've got a little cat there. And, of course, a full set of records, because what base on the server wouldn't have one of those? Here, there's just some starter gear, and a bed, of course, and access to the nether hub. That was probably added later on. Keep going up. There's not much else in these rooms, other than beautiful view, of course. It's best during sunset. Got yet another view. You can see almost the entirety of the pit. Now, if we jump down the middle, used my expertise from dropper maps. That's pretty much it for this. Okay, so this is a really cool farm that's on here. The Triple Spider Spawner farm. It's got 3 baby spider spawners, and it's very efficient for XP. It's a little broken right now because they can hit you because one of the updates adjusted their reach. But other than that, it's pretty great. So we've got server news and some other stuff. So it's down here. So you've got the kill area. So you can kind of walk through here and you just swipe. Oh, yeah, they do really like to hit you. Man, they have a lot of reach now. Yeesh. But they used to not be able to hit you. And it would just be a great way to farm XP. Ah, I gotta get out of there before they kill me, jeez. So you can collect the items by walking down here, and they would just drop on the ground, and you could pick up all of this stuff. This was built before hoppers were a thing, so you have to manually collect them before they despawn. Okay, for the last thing I want to show off, I want to show the server news. So here, you may have seen these everywhere, these little map arts. We've got, you can basically come in here and put text down, like pixel art text, and it will update to the different maps. Just put whatever you want. You can even put like different pixel arts, I guess. Like down here, when llamas were brought to spawn, Falling Star made this, the little llama pixel art. It's pretty cool. And this is eventually going to be a map art explaining how to use the Nether Hub, which is definitely needed because we have a lot of newer players joining the server who are new to Minecraft in general. That's pretty much that. I think I'll skip on over to the outro now. Minecraft is a game that has been around for a very, very long time. It had its decade anniversary not too long ago. It's by far been one of my favorite video games of all time, and I've played it for an extremely long time. Everyone's had their own sort of experience with it, as well as I, and this server has seen everything throughout the entire lifespan of Minecraft, which is incredible to think about. I haven't been on the server for its entire lifespan. I'm very happy to have been able to finally document this place on the internet for others to enjoy. It's been a wild journey. This server's been around with me for longer than I can remember. To those of you who enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and a comment, And hey, if you want to see more of my stuff, you could go ahead and drop a sub. I would really appreciate that. If you didn't like the video, you can just leave a dislike and some feedback in the comments. I respond to most comments since I'm still pretty small. And of course, I will see you on the flip side.